Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Bloodsword. Now I know it feels like I've focused very heavily in the last week on the Shadespire content, and that was always going to be a 5 or 6 episode series, after which I would return to my normal featured content. And since Bloodsword is popular with at least one, if not more of my backers, then hey, why not? I mean, I enjoy recording it, right? So here we are. According to my notes, I'm at section 8. We had just defeated the spiders, and we're in a large cavern with some burial mounds, a big block of ice, I'll read it anyway in a bit, big altar. This is not my first attempt recording this episode. There was one or two technical issues. This is actually my third or fourth attempt, so I have a little foreknowledge of one of the upcoming options, which did not end very nicely, so it will now be avoided. I do apologise for that, but that wasn't essentially in the recording. But yeah, I'm likely to avoid the death trap that I fell into there. My bad. Shame it just isn't in the recording. However, due to that technical snafu, one of my characters is at least given a second lease of life, so we'll be extremely grateful for that. So yeah, one of these options is practically an auto kill. Just saying. You glance around. Far across the cavern you can see the end of a tunnel that leads further into the battle pits. A faint winking light can be seen at the end of it. The shore of the lake is covered with several large mounds made of piled stones. These look suspiciously like graves to you. You can also see in your torchlight a large block of opaque murky ice, and beyond that there is the dull glow of red ritual candles that cast a dull glow on a bronze shrine that has been set up against one of the cavern walls. Fiercely burning braziers stand to either side of the shrine. You now have a number of options. You may explore one of the mounds by clearing away some of the rocks. You may approach the shrine, you may investigate the ice block, or leave the cavern by the tunnel. Now, back when I accidentally wasn't recording, I investigated one of the mounds and somebody died. Okay. Remy obviously wanted to investigate the mounds, but he persuaded Marius, who has more armour, to do so in his stead, and Marius died. It was really horrible and nasty. So he could have survived if he'd passed a psychic ability roll of 6 or less on 2 dice, and I rolled an 11. It was disgusting. Because it didn't get recorded, I want to play on. But I'm being honest about the cock-up, okay? I could just kill him now and carry on, but I mean, it does feel unfair. However, knowing now that it's a psychic ability defense, her psychic ability is reduced to 7. He's on 7. So 7 is reasonable odds of success. If she had no spells prepared and was a psychic ability of 8, I'd be willing to let Ariadne make the attempt. But as it currently stands, it's a save or die situation, and I don't really want to lose any of my heroes this early in the quest. Especially as all it would do is make things harder. I'm going to be much more careful of possible deaths going forwards. But I'm not going to investigate the burial mounds this time. Now, investigating the block of ice is tricky. The candles are... So the candles are beyond the block of ice. So the main reason I'd investigate the block of ice would be to walk around it and see the candles behind it, but the candles are in front of the shrine. So it seems I can just walk straight to the shrine of the candles and ignore the block of ice. In which case, why would I pay a lot of attention to the block of ice, and could I maybe reposition the candles to melt it? I think I will look at the block of ice on the basis that it's not going anywhere, right? it's an interesting feature, and let's hope it's not too deadly. You can just make out the figure of a warrior clad in leather armour frozen into the ice block. A gauntleted hand protrudes from the side of the block, where it looks as if someone has chipped away the ice and stolen his sword. We could try melting the ice. We could try using an item, or do something else. What spells does our sorceress have at her disposal of the non-combat variety? Summon spells, prediction and detect spells. The block of ice, I feel that it's very cubic and geometric, which is why I'm, because of the word block, that may not be the case, but it's making me think that there's something very special about it, and it could be to do with the shrine. Someone has already stolen his sword. I don't think we're going to benefit from his armour much, but he might have some kind of magic potion or piece of treasure or something really useful to us. Melting the ice, a mundane option, seems like the bad idea. We may get stuck to it, we may freeze, it could be very bad. Using an item seems rather wise. However, what items do we have? An opal medallion, a grey pearl. Wait, we have 2 opal medallions? Ah, so we each have an opal medallion. That's useful to know. Also, I've spelled it incorrectly there, so let me fix that. So a grey pearl and a bronze key. I don't feel that a grey pearl or a bronze key is likely to be particularly useful in this situation. Let's look at the something else option. 369. If you've not done so already, you can either excavate one of the mounds of stones or have a look at the shrine. We'll go look at the shrine then. I don't think trying to melt the ice is the... I mean, it's a nice idea. It's a really nice idea. But I sense it's a trap. So... And no, that's not foreknowledge. I only know about the burial mounds. So I'm not gonna mess with that. It is a simple shrine to Freya, the Mercanian fertility goddess. If there is a sage in the party who would like to say the appropriate words of reverence, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this seems like an extremely relevant thing for our brother Janus to do. 153. Man, I'm kind of wanting to do Way of the Tiger now. Way of the Tiger's hard. Only one character though. Only one character in Way of the Tiger. Makes it a lot easier, I promise. Yeah, you just play a ninja. So, Brother Janus knows the proper words of the prayer to this goddess. He speaks them now, and the goddess responds by suffusing his spirit with the energy to do great good. If you wish to use your power to heal, double the amount of restored endurance points indicated by your dice roll. You can get this benefit only if you do the healing right now, and it is a one-time benefit. Is anybody injured? No, they are all on full health, but that would be really useful. Now, we can't look at the ice block, we've already done that. We're not going to dig up one of the burial mounds because that's suicidal, so we will be on our way. Via the tunnel at the back of the cavern. This illustration may be rather nope, that's the previous paragraph. Okay. You walk down the tunnel towards a light at the end. You find this to be a single lantern placed on the floor by some unknown hand. The light it sheds shows you to be at a T-junction. From here you could go left or right. As you are making up your mind, you hear a great booming laugh come from the left-hand branch of the corridor.
"Oh, Lars," says one voice. "We sure stuffed those little assassins, huh?"
There is more laughter.
"That's true, Eric," comes the reply. "All their fancy jumps and kicks and little pointy stars didn't rate much against a good Mercanian axe in the belly." "This is a walkover," says another bellowing voice. "Not half as dangerous as Wait! Someone up ahead, lads!" It seems a group of battle-crazy barbarians is blundering along towards you. You can just make out their silhouettes in the gloom. We can fight or hurry in the opposite direction. Hell no! We might want to go where they came from. If they reckon this isn't half as dangerous as Death Trap Dungeon, well, they wouldn't be entirely wrong. I mean, Death Trap Dungeon is mental. We'll fight them! Because that means I get to make up a battle map. Hooray! He says, preparing to pause and make up a battle map. Alright, so I'm back. Turns out I was able to use the same map. It's a very narrow, simple corridor, as we can see just here. There are 4 barbarians. The front 2 are pretty tough, and I've named them Lars and Eric, obviously, because those are the 2 names we've been given. The 3rd and 4th barbarian don't have names. The 3rd one isn't quite as tough. He's only got 10 endurance instead of 11. And the 4th one, he's either a little bit scrawny and weedy, or he's already injured with an endurance of 8, so he seems somewhat less eager to get into the fight. Here are our heroes, and the initiative order is going to be quite simple. It's going to be Remy first, followed by all the barbarians, then everyone else. Now, the barbarians are actually quite dangerous, okay? They're basically about as good as Marius would be if he actually had a weapon on him. Okay, so this first round is really going to hurt. Our heroes can rotate by falling back to the fleeing point just there on the edge of the tunnel, and allowing others to come take their place. But it's going to be risky, and it's going to be a really nasty tough fight in these front 2 sections, really. And in theory, I want Brother Janus and Remy to swap over pretty quickly, because they have about the same survivor. Actually, Remy has slightly more survivability, and also Brother Janus needs to save all his energy for healing after this fight. Ariadne will of course be desperately trying to keep everyone alive by using the white fire to burn her foes. Ideally, she wants to swap to volcano spray after white fire and start crowd clearance. I'm not going to do an initiative window for this one because it's pretty straightforward. So Remy goes first. He's gonna... If he moves to... Yes, okay. So he's going to move to engage and defend. So he's going to get up there waving his arms around in front of Eric to get his attention. Because no diagonal attacks. This actually works out quite nicely. We'll see how it goes though. It does mean Remy's going to be feeling quite a bit of heat. Right, all the barbarians. So the 3rd and 4th barbarian will be waiting their turn. Impatiently huffing, swinging their weapons, making a load of noise like, "Get out of the way, will you?" While Eric will then attack Remy. Because Remy is defending, it's on 3d6. But because Remy is also a rogue, trickster, that's +1. So his blow goes wild. His axe just clangs into the walls, sending fragments of stone. And Lars rushes to engage Marius, who is not yet defending and is liable to get hit quite painfully. Yeah, that's quite painful. 1d6 +2 damage, but he has armor. He has an armor rating of 3, so the blow strikes Marius, causing him some small damage.
4 points of damage, leaving him with 8 points of remaining endurance. And the third barbarian is rushing up, very eager to join the fray. At this point, Brother Janus will do nothing. If we could lure them into a fight on opposite sides of the corridor, we'd get a lot more attacks in, but so would they, and they're very dangerous. And Ariadne will... So Brother Janus will defend, because he's got nothing else better to do. And Ariadne will attempt to unleash the white fire upon Lars. It has a spell level of 1, and her current psychic ability, due to having the spell prepared, is a 7. Therefore, we are needing a 6 or lower on 2 dice to succeed. And she fails, unfortunately. We now go to round 2. Remy has already taken his double action Trickster's Cunning, or whatever it's called, thing, so he's just going to defend again. Erek will then attack with... Oh, sorry, I forgot to do Marius' turn. Marius also defends, especially now that he's taken 4 points of damage. So, Remy defends and Erek attacks. Missing completely. Lars attacks Marius without the +1. And hits. Oh dear. 1d6 plus 2. Another 7, another 4 points. Marius is now in deep trouble. Okay, this is where Janus may need to take over. Ariadne is going to attempt to unleash the white fire on Lars once again. And Marius will obviously defend. She successfully blasts him with white fire. White fire is 2d6 plus 2 damage. Well then. And he's only got 1 point of armour. 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 points of damage leaves him with 5 endurance. However, yeah, you know what? Marius will actually fall back, because he's quite badly hurt at this point. But if he falls back, Brother Janus can't move and defend. Oh, this is bad news. Okay. I think we might actually need Remy to try and kill Lars. What are the odds? Remy's going to need a 5 to hit, and d6... No, 4 is the most damage he can do. He literally can't do it in one attack. Marius also is going to need a 6. He's going to need a 6 to hit, which is better. d6 minus 1. That's 2 for the armor, so he can't kill him either. He can't afford to fall back. He needs to defend. Oh, this is brutal. Okay, so the question now is, does Remy attack? Remy is on full health, and Erek can't kill him in a single hit. I think Remy does attack Lars. Yes, we'll do that. Also, but this is a turn where we're playing for time. She's cast her spell, so her psychic ability is returned. White fire gone. Okay. So Remy attacks, he's no longer defending. He's relying on the fact that he's a bit harder to hit as the Trickster. So here we go. Remy fails to hit Lars. This is bad news for us, obviously. All the barbarians go next. So Erek attacks Remy. And hits. Ow. I'm hoping after this fight we can steal their axes, right? That'd be really nice, just to get some weapons. 4 points. Remy has 2 armor, so he goes down to 10 health. He can take quite a bit more of this. Okay, Lars attacks Marius, who is currently defending, so we're looking for 3 dice to hit. And fails to score a damaging blow. That is brilliant, because Marius is very badly wounded. Okay, Brother Janus will defend. Wait, so it would be a case of Janus moves back to here, to one of these 2 spaces. Marius moves back. Next round, Janus moves in, undefended, gets potentially hit for up to 6 points of damage, putting him on 4 health and then defending. Marius has 3 armor and 4 health for 7. They're doing 1d6 plus 2 points of damage. A 1 in 3 chance of being killed by an attack that hits. I think Marius just needs to keep defending. Okay, so Ariadne prepares Volcano Spray, taking her psychic ability down to a 7. I tell you, this is really tense right now. It may not seem it. There's no battle music blaring in the background or anything, but this is... You know, the odds are looking pretty grim for Marius at the moment, I must say. Oof. So yeah, Marius defends. New round. Remy has only been lightly hit, so he's actually going to attack Lars. Not WD6, 2D6. Remy does not hit Lars. Eric attempts to hit Remy. And the barbarians get all the good dice rolls. So that's going to be 6 with 2 armor, 4 points of damage. Now Remy's seriously looking at defending. Okay, because he could be killed with a single hit. Lars attempts to hit Marius. Oh my god. These guys are brutal. And 6 points of damage. Marius has 3 points of armor. Oh, this is brutal. Okay. Wait. Marius is defending. That's 3d6. Thank you. You can have those 3 points of health back. That was a ginormous mistake on my behalf. Oh. Potentially a lifesaver. Ariadne will attempt to unleash the volcano spray on all the barbarians, needing a 6 or less because her psychic ability is 8. She's got 1 spell prepared, which drops it to 7. Volcano spray is a difficulty 1 spell, which takes it down again to a 6. That's an 8. That doesn't happen. She fails to summon the energy this round. She hasn't managed to direct and control the flow of the volcano spray just yet. Right, Remy defends. Eric attacks Remy. 3d6 plus 1. Does not hit him. Lars attacks Marius. Does not hit him. Okay, the 3rd and 4th barbarian are going to be equally difficult. Brother Janus defends. Ariadne attempts to unleash the volcano spray upon her enemies. This could take quite some time. She successfully sprays them with fiery damage. This is great. So I take that away. Take that away. Alright, 1d6 for Lars. 1 point. He takes it on his armour, sadly. Okay, 1d6 for Eric. 3. He takes 2 points in his armour, dropping him to 9 endurance. 1d6 for the 3rd barbarian. 4, so 3 points. Takes him down to a 7. The more we can soften these back 2 up before they get into the fight, the better. And for the 4th barbarian, 2 more points there after armour. Okay. So Remy defends, barbarians attack, Marius defends, everyone defends, and Ariadne prepares a new spell. So, Eric attacks. Does not hit Remy. That's really good news for us. Lars attacks. Oh, hits Marius. I wish I could take the damage roll from last time, but hey. 8. Minus 3 armor is 5. Oh, Marius perishes. He is dead. We are so screwed now. Adventuring with a party of 4. Right. I'm going to leave him there in case they're able to take his gear. But this is really bad news. I'll just leave him off to the side there, actually, in the wall, in the fog. This may very well be the end of this group of heroes, in which case I'm somewhat disappointed, definitely inclined to try again at some point. So at this point I have to ask myself, what am I going to do in the case of heroic death? Well, Brother Janus is going to defend, because Lars will move to there. Ariadne will prepare... Well, Volcano Spray wasn't that good, actually, so... White Fire. I mean, she's literally our only damage dealer here at this point. If I do attempt again, I obviously don't want to lose all our weapons to a bad employer. But yeah, so... Remy defends, Eric attacks, Lars moves, third Barbarian moves, fourth Barbarian gets a bit... Well, technically he doesn't move because there's no one he can engage with, so he stays there under the simple rules of combat. So we'll do Eric's attack. Misses. So yeah, how do I want to handle character death? If this company of heroes, at a reduced party size, makes it through to the end of the adventure, I will allow a replacement warrior to replace Marius to keep the party size at 4. However, now that there are only 3 of them, this is going to become a lot harder. Poor Marius, he was just doomed right from the get-go, and it's going to be blooming hard to find a nice piece of replacement art for a replacement warrior, actually. Bugger! Right, yeah, so Ariadne attempts to blast Lars with the White Fire. She fails, which is okay. I mean, if we had weapons, this would all go very differently, but the strategy of defending is sound. So Erek and the third Barbarian attack Remy, both missing. Lars attacks Brother Janus, who's also defending. Finger slipped on the 5 key there. These barbarians are just really rough, and yeah, we could have run away from them, but we might have really needed to go where they were coming from, and they got weapons. We don't even have weapons. Right, so Ariadne once again attempts to cast the White Fire, failing by 1. Remy's too badly hurt to attack, so 2 barbarians attack him. That was really close. And then Lars attacks Brother Janus. Failing to wound him, Ariadne attempts to blast Lars. Successfully. 9 points of damage. He takes 1 on the armor, 8 to his health. He is blasted to pieces. Mercifully. My god, that's brutal. Okay. So, undo that. Undo that. Right. Unfortunately, the third Barbarian is going to stand here attacking Remy for a long time. So, Remy defends. Erek and third Barbarian attack Remy. The third Barbarian succeeds, dealing his damage. 3 points. Remy takes 2 on the armor, dropping him to 5 endurance. I mean, poor Marius. He was just brutally hacked to pieces there. I don't think much of his armor is going to be salvageable after that brutalizing. Since the Barbarian has moved, Brother Janus will sidle across to here, presenting him with a different target. Brother Janus is not currently defending, and Ariadne will go for Volcano Spray this time again. Because if she can whittle them all down, then maybe Remy or Brother Janus can finish one of them off. If Remy and Brother Janus had been in opposite deployment spaces, Remy would not have moved and could have just stood where he was defending, at which point he would then be able to not have taken his double action special ability first off, and would have been able to maybe even attack twice. But man, the lack of a weapon is really brutal here. Maybe I could have got something really nice from the body in the block of ice. Who knows? I'll definitely find out when I play this book again at some point, but for now, I might even look it up in between episodes, but that's not really fair, is it? But for now, though, where are we? That's damage. She's prepared her spell. 3d6 plus 1, yeah, they both attacked him. Yeah, that's all good. Right, so Remy defends. He gets attacked twice again. And the same... Ah, no, because this barbarian now attacked Brother Janus. With 2d6. Still hits, which is fine, right? 1d6 plus 2. 5 points. Brother Janus takes 2 on the armor, suffers 3 damage, dropping him to 7 health. But he's defending the sorceress, the enchantress, who's now going to attempt to unleash her powerful volcano spray on a 6 or less upon the foes. She fluffs it, it's fine, nobody died this round. Remy defends, gets attacked by Erek. Oh, yeah, and Brother Janus defends, obviously. Remy almost got hit there. If it wasn't for his +1 for being the trickster, he would have got mullered. Third barbarian attempts to hit Brother Janus, hits him. 1d6 plus 2. 3 points of damage, takes 2 on the armor, drops him down to 6. We can still do this. We've lost a hero, that's really bad and painful. It would be lovely to get a replacement, but we can't do that now. Ariadne, so Janus defends. Ariadne attempts to unleash the volcano spray once more upon her foes. 6, 7, yes, that's a success. Just. We'll take that off, take that off. 1d6 on Erek. 5 points. He takes 1 on the armor, 4 points, drops him down to 5 health. Now we're talking. 1d6 on the third barbarian. 2. Okay, he actually takes that quite well. And for the fourth barbarian, 5, 4 points, drops him down to 2. Oof. So at this point, Remy is obviously considering, yeah, that's the badly wounded one. Remy defends. Erek attacks Remy, totally fluffs it. The third barbarian attacks Brother Janus and wallops him again. This guy is a monster. Just saying, right? 6 points. That's 4 points after armor. Yeah, this is looking really bad now. I don't think we're going to make it out of this alive. And she prepares... Oh, yeah. White fire. Volcano spray, white fire. If she had prepared Night Howl. Single foe, not worth it. Okay. Actually, for 4 rounds. Yeah, she's going to prepare Night Howl and try and cast it on this guy if he doesn't kill Brother Janus. But then if he does kill Brother Janus, there's not much point having it on him. Sure, we'll try. Okay, we will try. Because we haven't used that spell this encounter, okay? Right then. Remy defends. Erek attacks Remy. Doesn't hit him. Third barbarian attacks Brother Janus. Hits him. I think we're down a priest. Oh, 7, 2 on the armor. Yeah, he's got 2 health left. He is very deaded. We are not doing well. I will move him off north of the wall here. The barbarians are familiar with being north of the wall. They come south of the wall. They don't need to worry about it. Yeah, Remy's just screwed now. Ariadne attempts to cast Night Howl on the third barbarian. Knowing my luck, she'll fail this first. She fails the first attempt. Now we're in trouble. Right. Remy defends. Erek attacks Remy, and then the third barbarian will attack him as well. Fails, and they both miss him. That's great. She attempts to cast Night Howl on the third barbarian once again. Succeeds. Night Howl. 4 rounds. Good to remember. Right. If she could do that again, that'd be amazing. But she can't. Remy defends. Erek attacks Remy. Does not hit him. Barbarian 3 attacks Remy. Why am I writing 3d6? It's 4d6 because of Night Howl. Does not hit him. But rolls lower though. And Ariadne prepares Volcano Spray. Because theoretically the 1 armor on the barbarians is low enough for 1d6 damage to actually be quite significant. Oh, this is not going to be a popular episode, is it? This one's going to be just bleh, really bad. If the party fails, I think I want to give it a little while before trying again. Maybe play a different book for a while, then come back, because I want to have another bash at Bloodsword at one point. I don't want to just... This is bad. You know, this is like 3 or 4 episodes in. This is really bad. But hey, we've had some bad decisions and some really bad consequences. Okay, so they've attacked him. She has prepared her spell. Remy defends. They attack again. So Erek attacks. Woof. The other barbarian attacks. Misses. That's 2 rounds, so that is Night Howl down to 2 more rounds now. Then she attempts to cast Volcano Spray. And it would be really nice if she could succeed this time. But she fails. Due to the spell complexity. 7's next round though. So Remy defends. Erek attacks Remy. And the other barbarian attacks Remy. Erek came really close once again. Night Howl is just down to 1 now. So she hasn't done a lot here. Ariadne attempts once again to cast a spell and fails. This is bad. Right. Remy defends. Erek attacks Remy. The other barbarian attacks Remy. Night Howl has now run its course, and he's not having a really bad splitting headache. Ariadne once again attempts to cast Volcano Spray on her foes. Fails. This is very bad. We're now into... See, it was bad enough when Marius fell down, but now we've lost our party healer as well. This is not looking great. I can imagine the negative comments already. Like, oh, this is horrible. Yeah, it's really disappointing. I wanted them to do well. Yeah, I wanted them to do well as well, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. And this is actually... Right, hang on. This is a really good point to say. Actually, this is... As first book in the series, this is the one where the fights depend heavily upon the heroes using the defend action a lot and enemies failing to hit them while they're defending, and the enchanter or enchantress casting spells to finish them off, right? It's basically heroes stand round her and defend her, monsters attack the heroes, she rains down fire and destruction upon them, and then the priest heals everyone back up afterwards. Because otherwise, they're just going to die. I mean, basically, until the heroes are level 4, so when they're level 2 and level 3, as they currently are, they are very, very vulnerable to being killed to the odd fluke hit that rolls high damage. And I knew that, and I knew I needed to be careful and protect them, and the dice just weren't with me. So anyway, Remy defends, Erek attacks Remy, and hits him. Oh joy! For 6 points of damage, 2 on the armour, 4 points. Remy has 1 health remaining. At this point, I don't... Ariadne is carrying Caligan's scroll. At this point, it may be very wise for us to run away. because at least that way we don't get killed. So the third barbarian attacks and does not hit. So Ariadne could retreat to here. Remy could retreat to here. The barbarians would all follow up. She'd then have a chance to cast her spell, and then we would get to decide if we wanted to flee, because it would be the start of a new round. However, if the spell went well and we chose not to run away, okay, so realistically, volcano spray isn't going to kill him, might kill him, could kill him on a lucky dice roll, 1 in 3 chance. However, if we then go, okay, we've had some good dice rolls, we've killed 2 of our opponents, we've got 2 heroes standing here with a very angry barbarian next to them, and only one of the heroes is defending, which means we want Remy on this square and Ariadne on this square. And as there's a 2 in 3 chance that Erek would survive that, that's bad. So actually she needs to stay here and attempt to cast Volcano Spray again. Even though Remy would really like her to run away, she fails to cast Volcano Spray. Remy defends. Erek attacks Remy. Oh, that's good. The other barbarian attacks Remy. That's also good. Ariadne attempts once more to cast Volcano Spray. She fails by 1. Okay, Remy defends. The barbarians attack him. Erek strikes a blow. Okay, so Erek and the third barbarian are killers. 1d6 plus 2. He's got 2 armor. Whatever I roll is going to kill him. 4 points. He's got 2 armor, 2 damage, kills him. So now this barbarian runs to combat. This barbarian runs round to combat. And he could have gone through that square instead, but I chose not to. Right. Ariadne can run to here. And then run away. But I think she just needs to go down fighting, really. So if she runs, they follow, she gets to leave the combat. I don't think she can complete this quest by herself here. I think without her... She retreats. New round. Before the barbarians follow up, she flees for combat. This takes her to 248. Because there is one more option remaining, and it's not a very pretty one. Because she is the one carrying Callaghan's scroll. You race along the corridor with the barbarians close behind you screaming some berserker battle cry that chills you to the marrow. Suddenly you have to leap over a fine jewelled sword that lies glinting in the middle of the floor in front of you. We could stop and pick it up, because we could do have a weapon, but the barbarians might catch us, or carry on running. However, 248. We're going to read Callaghan's scroll, which will probably be like, you get a message from the wizard saying, screw you, you're stuck in your horrible situation, I'm not helping you now. Or we teleport out, he sells us into slavery, or he's like, yeah, you failed, come back next year. So, 312. Because it does say keep a note of your current section. Which means we're going to be going back there. Oh, what? Make sure you have a note of the last entry you were reading. You unfurl the scroll. It is covered with glittering, scratch-like runes that seem to scuttle to and fro across the page. Wisps of green-black vapour curl out like tentacles to enfold you, cutting off your view of your surroundings. You seem to stand in an endless sea of fog. Then a strong breeze whips up around you. Strangely, it blows your hair and you can feel its chill on your skin, but your clothes do not billow up at all. The fog disperses, leaving you with a grim vista. You are on a plain of sticky olive-brown mire, broken at intervals by bones and skulls that protrude from the mud. You are positioned as shown. The player who opened the scroll at point S. Any other players at points P. Yep, this is not good. A being clad in azure armour stands at M. He is 4 meters tall, man-like in form except for his head, which is a huge horned skull of a stag. Green eyes roll in the hollow sockets. He opens his fleshless mouth, sending a wave of fetid air rolling towards you. "Welcome to the realm of Smearborg the Fleshless," he says. "Our relationship will be a brief and deadly one." He hefts his giant halberd and stalks to the attack. There is no possibility to flee. He has 45 endurance, 9 fighting prowess, 9 strength. I'm not even going to do a map for this one. So, yeah, Smearborg moves to attack. Ariadne pathetically attempts to cast Volcano Spray. And fails, by the way. Smearborg attacks. Also failing, so she gets another chance, which succeeds. 1d6 damage, 3 whole points of damage to his 2 points of armour, taking him down to endurance 44. I'm going to note that in case she somehow actually wins, which I highly doubt. Smearborg is not only a powerful fighter, but also the wielder of fearsome demon sorcery. At the start of every round, roll 1 die. On a roll of a 1, he unleashes a slow murder spell instead of striking with his halberd in that round. When he okay, so I should be rolling that every turn as well. So, for Smearborg, he's not going to cast his spell. He's going to attack with his weapon, and he hits her. She's probably going to survive 5 dice damage, maybe not. Maybe not. 21 points of damage, she takes 2 on the armour, 19 points to her 10 health. She is destroyed utterly. Her body doesn't even go back to the corridor for the barbarians to stumble upon. They find a discarded jewelled sword in the corridor and wonder where the pathetic woman could have run off to. They never find her and continue with their attempt to emerge victorious from the Battlepits of Krarth, although they probably fail somehow, blundering into some trap or getting a riddle wrong, some magical spell. It's a horrible way to go. If you destroy Smearborg, the spell that holds you in his deathly kingdom is broken and you can return to the last paragraph you were reading. That's a real shame. That's the death of 4 heroes who had great potential. I do feel bad about it. I feel a bit cheated of good potential, but I do think I should try again. I don't want to try again straight away, because I don't want to go repeating the same sections I read earlier. What I might do on a future attempt is skip the first few sections, so I don't have to play them again. Well, not record the first few sections. And then just go, okay, I'm in the marketplace, I'm choosing who to try and work for, you know, like that. We'll see, though. But I think I need a little bit of a break before coming back to Bloodsword. I don't know if I'll record it next time, but I do know it's difficult, guys. Wow, that was rough. In the meantime, though, I do have something else I'd like to be recording that I haven't shown off yet. I've been holding on to it for a few days now. I also have a number of other unfinished games I will also return to. But I do want to do some more gamebook coverage. It could be Lone Wolf, it could be Fighting Fantasy Book, it could be coming back to Bloodsword at some point. But I do think I need like half a week, maybe a week before I try Bloodsword again. Just so it's not quite so fresh in my memory, but also I ain't going to make some of the same mistakes twice. Well, that was a really unfortunate episode, but I hope you, the viewers, have enjoyed it anyway. So, yeah, let me know what you'd like to see next. Oh, yeah, Way of the Tiger, that'd be nice as well. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, and we'll see how it goes, yeah? Man, that was brutal. Okay, bye for now, guys, and hope to see you next time.